Oh, see, that's
where you're wrong.
insane. That's just a wrong take. That's not a hot take. That's just a wrong one.
What do you mean by that? Okay, time for some movie hot takes. No Jeff today as he is in flight back from Survivor. But we do have Marty Mushin. I'm very interested to see. You're a guy where your movie going experience is so different from ours that I feel like you'd be so much better to have on here than someone like maybe a Clemmer or maybe someone who's just more involved in this world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'm very interested. I kind of want to start bringing in people every single time for the hot take, just to get a different opinion. Like, what is actually a hot take in the? I feel like we're too close to it.
Exactly, and
that's why I want to hear your guys first before mine.
Sure. You're not going to get mine.
And this is what happens too. Is like we'll review movies, we'll talk about shit, and everyone's like, "Oh, your opinions are all the same. You guys are talking about your same stuff," and then we bring in somebody new who's like not connected to this world, and then they'll bitch about that too. So
at all though, and mine's really not about movies; it's about the movie theater. Really,
yeah, that's even better.
Yeah, this can be anything: movie, TV, just content related.
Yes. And so we could start out. I'll just start off quick with my hot take is that I think the new Wonka movie, which there's been trailers for and everything like that, this feels hot, and it's definitely people are gonna get pissy at it. I think it's gonna end up being on par with the original.
The original
for different reasons. I don't think it's going to be where like, oh, this is good in the exact same ways that the first one was good.
This is hot
for different reasons. Because look, this is the thing. This movie has a ton of Paddington vibes. I doubt you've seen the Paddington movies, but the Paddington movies are amazing. A lot of Paddington vibes. Same director, Paul King, the mind behind those, and both Paddington movies objectively amazing. Like they were social, or cultural, kind of icon movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the big thing that they have is charm. They are super, super, super charming.
You're not loving this.
No, I think the movie is going to be better than what people are expecting. Like, I think it's going to be incredibly charming. I think people are going to go see it with their families. They're going to be like, oh, that's a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. And that was very enjoyable. I had a nice time. But the original Willy Wonka has stood the test of time and decades upon decades upon decades.
But this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying oh, this is going to have the music's going to be as good as the original. The Gene Wilder performance, the Timothy Chalamet is going to be as good as the original. I don't think that's the case. I think this is going to be a movie where you watch it and you think it is an equally good movie as the original Willy Wonka. And again, this isn't a remake. It's just a totally different movie and a different rendition of the book. But I think you're going to come away from that movie thinking it is as good as the 1970s version, but for different reasons. And I think the big thing is going to be Hugh Grant is that's a guy built to play like a stupid little Oompa Loompa.
That's a hot take.
He's almost too hot.
It's real hot.
He's uglied up in Oompa Loompa.
I don't know. He's still kind of...
He's uglied up, and I think Timothy Chalamet's just got that sort of quality about him. You know what I mean? Theatrical quality about him. And it's going to be different. And that's... When you watch the original Willy Wonka is an abrasive dude. He's mean. He's just a wretched old man.
It works. That weird vibe about him too. Yeah.
And it works in that movie. It's perfect. He's a jaded old man. But in this version of Willy Wonka, we get to see the upbeat Paddington version of Willy Wonka. And I think that charm is going to come through. And I think people are really going to like it. And again, the big the big things that get me there, the fact that Paddington 1 and Paddington 2 are two of the most charming, lovable, easy to watch movies of all time. And I think that's really going to help here. And I'm excited for it. And the trailers maybe don't do it justice. I have high hopes.
I thought the one they put out yesterday was a lot better than the first one they put out, which I didn't even think the first one they put out was bad. I thought there was some cringeworthy moments, or at least editing.
Mm-hmm.
But the music, I'm a sucker for musicals and the musical numbers. I will be there for that. Marty, where do you stand? So have you seen you've seen the original, obviously. Yep. Have you seen the one with Johnny Depp from 2003?
I haven't, but
okay.
I heard that one is insane.
There's a weird split where it's if you were born after 1998, you most of those kids think that's the good one, which is wild to me because
I've only seen the original one, but I'm kind of excited for this one.
Yeah.
I think a lot of remakes are
So again, technically not a remake. It's just a different adaptation of the same
And that's
book.
where I think they get a little hairy. I think it gets a little hairy when it's it's not a remake, it's like a prequel, or it's just a different side of it, and it's just it's gonna do well because people want to see it, but it's just I don't know if people are gonna love it. And people love Willy Wonka.
Mhm.
When it's so beloved, I do feel like it's hard to win people over again.
I think about it this way, and this maybe is too much of a leap, but it really isn't. Think about how people reacted to Batman Begins. Like, no way it's gonna be as good as
Yeah.
89. No way it even touches that. No way Heath Ledger can do as good a job as Jack Nicholson. No way.
Yeah.
And like this big, like older, not as old, obviously here, property that is super heavily revered. I think Wonka more so than Batman 89, but still. And then like no, they're just automatically dismissive. No way. And then even then, Robert Pattinson Batman. Like, no way this can be even close to as good as like Batman Begins or like Dark Knight. You could say, yeah, definitely not as good as Dark Knight.
I just don't know if I'm ready to put Paul King in the same category as the Nolans and the Reeves of the world.
Reeves, I don't think those two are in the same category of human.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Christopher Nolan.
If you had to pick between, you keep one, you lose one forever. The Paddington duology, not quite yet a trilogy. They're still making a third, right?
Sure.
Yeah. That or the Planet of the Apes trilogy. Which one are you going to
I would
keep?
take Paddington.
Wow.
I'm not saying because it's like, wow, those are shit movies. The Planet of the Apes movies, they're really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good movies. I would keep Paddington.
I can't push you on your vindication. Then
They're two great movies. They are endlessly charming, really well put together, bright, colorful, nice movies.
It's a good hot take. I don't agree with it,
Yeah.
but it's a good
That's
hot
why
take.
it's hot. I feel like we've been too lukewarm lately.
Yes. We
Yeah.
have. We'll throw one out and then we'll just be like, yeah, actually, that's a good idea.
That's the thing. Like I did the theater one, and I expected to get shit on for that, and everyone was just kind of like, "Yeah, I like that." Like,
No, yeah, that was a good one.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
I thought everyone was gonna be on my fucking throat on that, but no. Gooch, yours.
All right, this is one where I told you, Marty, you're not going to get this unless
I'm
you
very
are
excited.
secretly watching anime and I don't realize it.
Nope. Yeah, that's.
I think the difference between subbed and dubbed is massively, massively overblown. Like people who act like if you're watching dubbed anime, you have like shit for brains and no culture. It's like, buddy, sometimes I got other shit going on and I can't stare at the screen for 30 minutes at a time. Like it's tough. It is tough. Like, and also I don't think the performances vary that much either.
Not anymore. It used to be a big deal. It's not really
Used
anymore.
to be, yeah. Now there's so many voice actors in the industry. Like there are great voice actors everywhere, down to like the C tier characters. I don't see the big difference at least anymore. Like I think the difference is marginal, and I don't speak Japanese, so I don't fucking know what they're saying anyway. When they like, I don't know if they're doing a great job or a good job. Like I just kind of go off the vibes of it.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. And people make a huge, huge stink about it too. Anime fans.
Still.
And they're like, oh, like literally, like you'll watch something, and it could be the goofiest shit. It could be like a movie about like I'm trying, or anime about like I'm trying to think the goofiest one off the top of my head.
One Piece, honestly.
Yeah, One Piece, great example. Just like the goofiest shit, and they'll be like, you gotta be watching this in sub or in subtitles. So you crazy?
Yeah.
I'm like, why?
What do you guys think about like not anime, but like just like what's that show?
Peaky Blinders or something. Where,
Bank Heist or something? Heist?
yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Bank
It's
Heist
all in
one, yeah.
Spanish, but it's dubbed in
Yeah.
English, where it's like I get so overwhelmed.
See
Live
that
action gets
with
dicier.
foreign films and shows, like when it's live action, that does bother me just because something with animation where like the mouths not lining up perfectly with the voice, like that, they don't line up perfectly with the Japanese
regular
words
Japanese
anyways.
words, yeah.
So like you don't really notice it, but when you go live action and the words aren't matching up with the mouth, it becomes
I feel like
so much more
those
noticeable.
Voice actors are worse.
Yes.
Way worse than the ones that they have on animation.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. It doesn't bother me all the time. Like spaghetti westerns, I can get over it. Like, cause they, they,
Italian.
yeah, they redub that. But like outside of,
Sometimes it's infuriating when it's not lining up with their lips.
Yeah.
yes.
It's like I can't do it.
Yeah, I don't like it in live action. I way prefer just to read the subtitles. Because with the movie, I'm locked in. You know what I mean? Like with a show, it's usually like I'm doing other shit. I'm falling asleep to this. Like,
Yeah.
What do you call it? A Vinland Saga. I'm catching up on Vinland Saga. I watched
That's
that
a
last night.
fantastic English dub.
Great English dub, and that's a couple of the really good like seasoned voice actor guys. Like those
Yeah.
ones I recognize. I'm like the guy who plays main dude is Baki's voice actor. The guy who plays Thorkel. That guy's a great voice
yeah.
actor. I love that guy. He's in like a million different anime. Like they're all great. So yeah, I agree with you, but I do think you'll get shit on for that by a hardcore
Yeah.
anime fan.
Oh yeah. Like the anime fans will immediately come for my neck. Like,
They probably heard you at Comic-Con right now.
yeah, they're marching on us right now.
We'll smell them coming a mile away.
Got a bunch of dudes just Naruto running over here.
Yeah. So that arose to, or Me and Gooch's. You're up, Mark.
It's one, right?
Yeah,
one
just
hot
one. Just a
take.
single one.
How about I give you a Luke one and one that you're not gonna like?
Okay, do the
Luke one
The
first.
Luke one is the seating at movie theaters now. I feel very awkward with a stranger lounge next to me. I don't enjoy that they're so comfortable next to me, and I can't stand.
That's not that wild. Yeah,
I fucking hate when a guy's like, "It's like, oh."
I never really
and
thought
I
about that, but
hate
yeah.
it. Like it's just like, and then
Like if somebody has their recliner up next to you, will you put your recliner up too?
yeah.
Kind of gay.
Yeah, it's really gay, and I get nervous. And then the hand space, and then like the guy's eating his fucking pretzel bites on his chest. I fucking hate it. I just
I've never seen that move.
it's like this. He's like, and I can't stand it. I get really uncomfortable. And I also hate when you lounged out and someone's going to the bathroom and it's very close to the chair.
Yeah.
And you're like, my feet are always hanging over.
Yeah, you don't.
So I'm like this.
I never know what the move is there. Do you put your seat down or do you like?
No, that's
I
on
leave
them.
my
It's
seat,
on
but
them.
leave my
Just scoot
feet
your,
up.
I scoot your
Yeah.
feet.
But it's just I feel very uncomfortable.
Watching strangers be slovenly, I guess is the word.
Yeah.
Like be a slob is really
Yes.
gross. I agree with you there.
God.
When I
can't
saw
stand it.
when I saw Sorry to Bother You, like I guess that was like 5 years ago now. Someone in the recliner next to me took their goddamn shoes and
Yeah, I've
socks
seen that
off.
before.
Oh,
that move,
and
that move
socks.
freaks me out.
jail. Like
Yeah.
that's
I was-
disgusting.
Like, what the
Dude,
fuck are you doing?
Guy was in my chair when I went to go see whatever I think Exorcist was the last movie I saw in theaters. He was in my chair and he had his shoes and socks off, and like I had to ask him to move, and he had to move all of that shit, and I was just like,
He walked on the
on the
floors.
bare floor of the AMC theater. at 34th
Oh.
Street.
That's horrible.
The
I also
34th Street
Yeah,
is.
especially
Oh,
nasty,
God.
especially nasty
Oh.
one.
I also have like a chewing phobia. I don't like
Mm.
chewing. I only eat my popcorn in loud scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't. I'm respectful chewer.
Oh yeah, no, you have to be. You can't eat during the
Yeah, like
quiet scenes.
eating slopping on nachos during the quiet
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah, I said this. We were talking about hot foods a few weeks ago, or we did a tiering of concessions with Gia and Clemmer. And I said nachos. It's the biggest asshole thing to get in a movie theater.
100%.
I love nachos. I love nachos, but in a
Get
movie
them in the
theater,
appropriate
it's
place.
so fucking. It's not just the chips. It's the bag they come in. It's
Yep.
the little container is loud as fuck.
Yep.
Like everything about that food is so loud.
Also, open your food before in the previews.
Yes, like
Don't
your
do
bags
it.
and
Your
Start it up.
bags.
Start it up in the preview.
Get out. You could be crunching. I don't give a fuck. I love previews, by the
Yeah.
way. But like, I just think that people are very disrespectful. People think they're in their living room in movie theaters.
I think you should knock out 80% of your eating before the previews are done. It's
Yeah.
like you're hungry. You don't.
100%.
What point is there in saving your food for later? Because you just want to get
100%.
full. You'll be full for the rest of the movie.
Yes.
Just get it
100%.
out of the way. Snack on it later as you
Yeah.
go.
I got a little system. I eat a bunch during the trailers.
Yes.
And then I put it away. I throw a little zin in, and then I sit there, and then like once that zin's out, I take it out, and then I eat the rest, and then I throw another one in. Watch the rest
That's
of the
why
movie.
nachos should be switched with the pretzel bites because people like cheese.
They're quiet.
And they're quiet and
Yes.
soft. Yeah.
I like that. All right, what's the hot one?
I could give a fuck who the director is.
Oh, see, that's
where you're wrong.
insane. That's just a wrong take. That's not a hot take. That's just a wrong one.
I
What do you
could
mean by that?
give a fuck who I can name two directors.
The two biggest indicators of whether or not a movie will be good or not, I think, is the director and the writer.
I
Like
have
it does
never
not matter the
looked-
stars.
I have never looked at who the writer was ever in my life. I've never looked who the director was.
So what were the two
Unless
directors?
this is the first time I've realized like the new movie coming out of Scorsese.
Yeah.
And like Scorsese, obviously,
And
like,
that doesn't
I'm
get your
not an
blood
idiot.
pumping a little?
That
put
gets
it-
I love just because Scorsese was in
To
Entourage.
put it in sports terms,
Not because Scorsese's like one of the best directors of all time.
to put it in sports terms, this is like being an NFL
I don't
fan.
care who the coach is.
And I don't care who the coach or the quarterback
Yeah.
is. Like the coach would be your
I don't care who
director.
the coach or coordinator.
I told you this
The-
one.
yeah,
This
the-
one's gonna get people upset.
The coach would be your director, and then the writer would be your quarterback. And that's you're basically like saying like, yeah, throw anyone out
No, it's
there.
honestly it's the writer. It's the writers are the coordinators, basically.
Yeah, kind of.
It's like
I
they're
barely
making the script.
even look at what the movie's about before I go in. I'm a.
All right, that's fair. I
I'm
actually like
a-
that.
I'm a complete just sit down.
I like going in blind. a
Like
little
obviously I see a preview or whatever, but I don't look up anything about it. I just go in. I really couldn't tell you any besides who's the feet guy, Tarantino?
Yeah.
bit. That is Tarantino. yeah.
Him and Scorsese. After that,
So if you heard
tough
him,
time.
movie A is directed by somebody you've never heard of, you're not gonna get excited for it, right? But if you hear it's directed by Tarantino, then you are excited for it.
No, Tarantino, I really don't
Or
care what he
Scorsese.
does. Scorsese, it's just because it's a really good name. He's got a great name.
He does have a
Such
great name, Marty
director's name.
Scorsese.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
I'm trying to think of what directors he would like. Like
Francis Ford Coppola. I don't know.
Never
the
heard of
Godfather.
that. Did you watch the show about that?
About
The Offer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved The Offer.
I'm trying to think of what
That
authors-
the whole show is about all the behind the scenes people that make movies great. That is like they barely touch on like Marlon Brando and stuff. Like he's in it for a second, but it's mostly about the producers, Al Ruddy putting it all together and yeah, Francis Ford like recruiting Francis Ford Coppola to put his vision on the screen, like the writer of the original book,
And
they
Frank
like having him write the
Sinatra
script.
was weirdly in that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, I
That
didn't
was-
understand.
I guess that was part of the story, but I was like, what do we do?
Yeah, I was like, we could get past
I'm trying to
that.
think of dudes that you would like James Cameron. You'd probably like.
Entourage.
Was it not? Yeah, Aquaman.
That being
yeah.
your first point of reference for fucking James Cameron.
Aquaman.
Aquaman, you did Avatar, Terminator, Aliens.
I couldn't tell you a thing about it. Is Avatar
Titanic?
the
Blue guys.
the arrows on their head?
Yeah.
No. You're thinking of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
No, that's different Avatar.
Yeah, arrows on the
No, it's the
head.
blue people.
Yeah, I heard the last one was really good.
Yeah, it was.
I've never.
You ever watched Gladiator?
Nope.
That's a movie I would have thought you would have seen. It was because like Ridley Scott would probably.
Yeah, Ridley
I'm not
Scott's
a
a dude
big,
director.
I'm
Ancient
not a big
times.
things that are fake.
Or what do you mean, like just
Like, what's
you think
what were
gladiators are fake?
Avatar, like
Not
CGI?
Gladiator, but like
Avatar.
CGI stuff. Okay.
See,
Oh.
I was never. I could be. I just have a.
In a universe that's
I
ever
stopped-
expanding.
I
and-
stopped watching Peaky Blinders because I saw a horse.
You saw a horse?
I
You don't like horses?
I don't like horses. I don't like old time.
What?
things.
Horses are very.
Horses
like,
on film
slow
is
around.
awesome.
Yeah, it makes sense to a lot of people.
You're wearing a hat with a horse
Yeah, your
on
hat
it.
does have a guy on a horse-drawn
Yes, I
carriage.
do. I thought I was wearing a ladybug. Yes, I old time accents and horses.
It'd be
So,
really funny if he was just like a big Wes Anderson guy.
That would be funny.
You should tweet that. Just tweet out. Just be like, just saw the new Wes Anderson anthology movie.
Just tweet
whatever the
out.
fuck that is.
Just go to his filmography, pick 5 movies, and be like, "These are my 5 Wes Anderson
Yes,
movies
just
ranked."
pick 5 random movies of his and just be like, these are my top favorite Wes Anderson movies, and just see what their replies are. They will freak the fuck out because it's almost believable.
Yeah.
Like he's not like he's saying like Kubrick or something like that, but like it's
Kubrick would almost be funnier.
Who's the worst director?
The worst?
some M. Night,
Where it's like
probably.
he has recognition though, like where some
That's-
people like him, but like he's like it's almost a joke to like him.
M. Night is probably up there. I think. As far as,
No,
like-
it's Michael Bay. I think.
yeah, but he's successful. You know what I mean?
So is Shyamalan.
Not as much.
What's
anymore.
Michael Bay done?
Transformers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never seen that one either, but I
Like a lot of big action
that
movies,
Shia
where it's big
LaBeouf?
explosions.
Yeah, that's Shia LaBeouf and Megan
Yeah.
Fox.
Her Aronofsky would be kind of funny.
Yeah,
Catherine
PTA.
I like-
His PTA. He's like Phantom
Coen
Thread
Brothers.
bottom.
who's
Coen Brothers
yeah,
is too believable. I think.
you gotta do it to me in like sports term, like who's Ben Simmons?
Who's Ben Simmons?
Who's
Shows a lot of promise early, but kind of flames
You're,
out.
you're describing M. Night.
but also could have a
That is
little bit
kinda
of
M.
a
Night.
comeback.
What?
That's
could
kind
have a
of
comeback.
that
That's
is
also still M.
that's
Night.
kind of M Night. That's kind of
M.
M
Night
Night.
Shyamalan.
Is
He's
M
got
Night
direct-
Shyamalan? Embrace the Bay. Is M Night Shyamalan the Ben
Simmons.
Simmons of the directing
He
world?
did The Sixth Sense. You ever watch that?
A while ago,
Or
I've
Signs.
definitely
Unbreakable. You'd love Unbreakable.
never seen that.
Bruce
good
Willis.
Signs with Mel Gibson, the Alien movie,
No,
And then he proceeded to make like
The Village.
10 straight very bad movies.
Yeah, a lot of really bad. A lot.
I
of
love
bad
that.
after
See, those are my guys.
He made an Avatar movie. Like the arrows on the he made a live action Avatar movie, and it's
It
like one of the
bombed.
worst movies of all time.
Bombed. All right.
See, those are my guys. They really are.
All right. I think we
I
should-
love documentary. I would love to see documentaries of like
That's
the
another thing.
behind the scenes of like bad movies
flop,
when they're
yeah.
happening and like everyone being hyped about it, or we're like, "Ooh, is this gonna flop?"
Yeah, exactly.
Because
I'm sure
sometimes you just got to put it out, right? Like,
Yeah.
they're
Oh,
paying
yeah.
I mean,
for
yeah.
it.
No
Like,
choice.
people-
it's like you take a chance on it bombing or nothing. You have
Yeah.
to make money or don't. You have to try. I think we should do that though. We should give you a list. Like, we'll write out a tweet for you to
Yeah.
tweet out about Wes Anderson. I think
I'd love to. Listen. I'm a like Baker Mayfield. I
Make him-
was going down, going back up. I love
Dude,
that.
We'll make him sound like super like indie and put like Bottle Rocket number one.
Bottle Rocket's right at the top.
Yeah, we'll put Bottle Rocket number 1.
put like all like the more popular ones at the bottom. Like
And then no, put like French Dispatch. Throw that in his
That's
top
third,
5. Like he's
third.
like he appreciates the underrated banger.
yeah. I think we're gonna give him Bottle Rocket number 1. Let's do Rushmore like number 2 as well.
Yeah.
Bottle Rocket, Rushmore, and then French Dispatch, and then
Moonrise,
Life Aquatic,
Life Aquatic. Yeah.
Life Aquatic, and then probably Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah.
I might
Yeah.
have to watch these movies.
I don't think you would like any of them except for maybe Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yeah. I don't know if you wouldn't like Wes Anderson movies.
Yeah, you wouldn't. They're not for you. And I don't mean that like
No. I
there's
trust you
a lot of
guys.
patience involved in. Like it's a lot of like
Oh.
it's beautiful to look at, gorgeous movies, a lot of
Patience?
patience.
I have a lot in real life. I have probably the most patience out of anybody.
But movies, it's
But movies, like, would you say Oppenheimer's a patience movie?
yeah, I would say so. That's like it's a lot of
Just because
sitting
there's a
around.
lot of talking.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of
and
talking.
Not
But stuff's
action.
happening.
Stuff's happening, but it's
There's no explosions.
Royal Tenenbaums.
Well, there's
is
one.
like Ben Stiller.
that
Alone.
you guys agree that was the pussiest
What?
explosion of all time, right?
They did kind of wimp out on it a little bit.
I think they wanted him.
I
He didn't
only
use.
cared about the
He
explosion.
didn't use any CGI. It was all real. And I guess that was his
Bro.
thought process.
Blow that shit up. Blow it up.
All right, so that's our 3 takes of the day. We'll be back next week with Jeff. But until then, see you guys next week.